a tough one. There's so many animation films I like.
My favorite animation movie is Kung Fu Panda. Because in the first film, I like to see how Po the panda gets trained kung fu by a master Shifu, and they beat it Tai Lung at the end. I also like the second film because they have other animals who were trained kung fu that were teaming up together to fight the peacock. And I noticed in the end that his father knew that Po is alive. So since I haven't seen the third one, I heard it's quite good, and I'm looking forward to see it on Blu-ray.
I like Inside Out. Inside Out is my favorite animation movie because it's very creative how they made the emotions have... No, it's interesting how they made the emotions as if they controlled the human mind. So that's interesting.
I like a lot of Pixar films. I think it's probably got to be The Tale of Princess Kaguya, which is actually a Japanese film by Studio Ghibli. They're the same animation studio that did Spirited Away, which was quite famous. And yeah, I was really touched by The Tale of Princess Kaguya, and it's just really beautiful as well, because all the frames are kind of, they look like watercolors. They're really beautiful. So yeah, that's my favorite animation. Favorite action film?
What do you think?
Well, I've seen several action movies, though. If I were to pick one as my favorite, I would choose Fast and Furious, because I love the car stunts. Also in the latest part, where the military aircraft airdrops the cars into Azerbaijan. Also the car crash scenes were like OMG. Like, I played the game similar to Fast and Furious. It's something like that.
Probably the Bourne Ultimatum. I really enjoyed the first 3 Bourne films. I thought they were great fun. I was a bit disappointed by Jason Bourne, the 5th film that just came out, but because it's just no alike the first 3. But the first 3 were amazing. I love those films. Yeah, they were really good. Yeah, definitely.
Suicide Squad, because I really like all the action going on, and they also added humor, which made it more fun.
Disney movie.
You know how many Disney movies there are? There are a lot of Disney movies, and I've seen a lot of them since I was a kid.
I really like the 2016 Jungle Book because they adapted it from the cartoon movie very well, and the real life animals looked really real.
Probably Peter Pan, because that was my childhood. Yeah, I watched that so many times when I was young. Yeah, Peter Pan.
Well, my first movie in the cinema was the movie Cars, and I quite enjoyed Cars franchises. Well, the movie that I like the most is going to be Wall-E, because, well, a movie set in the future where we as human beings live in space in the future, and there's a storyline where the main robot meets the space robot called Eve, and they make friends together in Earth. Eve is taken up into the Axiom, Wall-E joins along, and then there's some twists in the Axiom as well, which makes it really thrilling, and it also kind of gets emotional towards the end when they return to Earth.
I like Harry Potter because I like the wizards and the spells and the Quidditch.
I think Lord of the Rings, just because it was epic and the scale of them was amazing. I love the whole worlds of Lord of the Rings. It's great. I tried to read the books though, but they're really, really hard to read. So I just gave up after Fellowship of the Ring. But the films are amazing. Yeah.
Well, I've seen few of the fantasy movies such as Alice in Wonderland or Oz the Great and Powerful and Harry Potter. Though if I were to pick one, it's gotta be Harry Potter because I like the intense sequence and the magic tricks they performed. And in the final part, they got to fight off the real enemy. Yeah, it was really good.
Well, I really enjoyed Star Trek, the recent Star Trek film that was out. And I liked the whole of this Star Trek reboot actually. I like the original Star Wars too. I think favorite sci-fi, probably The Matrix. I love The Matrix. So cool.
Though I've not seen much of a sci-fi film, but there are sci-fi films such as Pacific Rim, Star Wars, and Star Trek. Yeah, those movies. Though Wall-E's a bit of a sci-fi too. I like Star Trek the most in the sci-fi genre because I like to see the future of certain cities. I also like to see the action of the Star Trek film, and I also even like the spaceship that they use in the film.
Star Trek because the storylines are quite good, and it's interesting to see Captain Kirk fly through space with his crew and discover stuff.
Well, I've seen several superhero films, well, mostly from Marvel. I really like the Avengers film because I like to see how the Marvel superheroes get together and team up to fight the enemy. Well, there's some conflicts between each other.
Guardians of the Galaxy because it was very fun.
Probably Batman Begins. I'm not that into most superhero films, so I feel they're a bit samey. But I really enjoyed the Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy because they were just a bit darker and a bit more gritty, maybe a bit more realistic, although they were still superhero films. But yeah, I enjoyed those a lot. So yeah, probably Batman Begins, followed closely by the other two films in that Batman trilogy reboot.